Hello, and welcome back to Quantitative Reasoning Online. We're here in Lesson 16D. I'm assuming you've gone back and done connecting the dots on your own and checked out the videos and the interactives. I hope you found them pretty interesting. I did. So let's go and do out the questions 1 through 5, and let's see what they are. Question 1. The Gapminder is a nonprofit org, okay, uses large amounts of social health data, okay, its website, okay, interactive statistics and videos. Go to Gapminder to locate graph label Gapminder World 2012. Okay, so we gotta go do that now, I guess. Clear out some of these guys. So let's do that. Gapminder World 2012. Do right here. Gapminder World 2012. Let's try and find it. Okay, see that right there? Is that what we're looking for? Just as a graph, just interactive. Oh, that looks familiar. Looks familiar. And what we're looking for? Okay, which of the following is equated with life expectancy? Okay, remember that's when we're looking at the life expectancies. Therefore, that is the north-south item. And it would appear that life expectancy correlates to health and well-being. Region is the bubble, or is the legend. Income is the x-axis. Population is the bubble size. I don't know, it did land area. It's definitely health for this guy. What does it indicate if a country is in the lower left? Okay. Now this is not healthy over here. This is poor. So down over in this region, not healthy and not rich. Or less healthy and less rich. Country with low income. So a country with low income and high life. High income, low life. Lowest populations. High income, high life. Low income, low life. Smallest countries. Low income, low life. Yeah, you can't see the smallest countries because we have Nigeria, which is pretty big. Democratic Republic of Congo, which is pretty big. Yipper. And what does the size of each bubble represent? Well, population size. Population. So multiple information on that same graph. Okay. Find two light lines through the graph. Horizontal line labeled life expectancy, vertical line labeled income. And that would be basically here and here, the crossing points there. These two lines divide the graph into 4 quadrants. Complete A and B. What is the largest country in the relatively healthy but poor. So healthy but poor. That will put us over here, healthy but poor. And the biggest country in this region looks to be China. Largest country in a relatively rich but unhealthy area. Okay, rich but unhealthy. Biggest country by dot size must be Russia. Russia. All right. Oh, that was it for that one. All right. Again, Gapminder, locate information that explains the color used in the graph. So what color represents North America and South America? So North America and South America, color by region. Green. How about Africa? I know where Africa is though. Blue. And use the graph and your answers to part A and B to compare the wealth of the people in Africa to the people in both North and South America. Okay. So let's see. What do we got here? Let's go with green. So here's a green, and pretty much all of them are healthy. Few exceptions. Haiti, one, Bolivia, and a lot of them are also rich, considered rich. While Africa, majority of them are not healthy and not very rich. So it looks like almost all North and South American countries have, let's say, above average life expectancy. So nearly all of them have above average life expectancies, while almost all African countries have below average. Here's some that have above average. Nearly all of them are below average. Still more. Okay, let's look at Afghanistan and Pakistan. Oh, wrong button again. Clear it up. So let's look at Afghanistan and Pakistan. Remember this from the tutorial. Well, it looks like we have a huge health gap. A not so huge wealth gap by observation. So what we have here. Let's see, Afghanistan has very low life expectancies. Afghanistan compared to the average, I guess. And low average income. Pakistan has close to average expectancy, age expectancy, and I'm going to say a higher. Doesn't say by how much higher, but it is higher. Nowhere close to average, but it's definitely higher. Alrighty. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, more reminders. Same thing again. World Bank defines individual and absolute poverty at $1.25 per day in 2005 dollars. Okay. So what would the annual income be? So again, if we take that and multiply by how many days in a year, we've already done. So $1.25 times 365 gives us that number, which is pushing $500 a year. Which following countries have an income level that is below the absolute poverty level? So let's go back to our graph here. $500. And the 4 countries in there: Liberia, Zimbabwe, Burundi, Liberia, Africa, Zimbabwe, Africa, Burundi, Africa, Democratic Republic of Congo, Africa. Zimbabwe. Where's Ethiopia falling here? Where's Ethiopia? Is Ethiopia here? Nope. Oh, there's Ethiopia. Eritrea. And here's Ethiopia. Well, even that's higher and richer. Okay. And last but not least, watch the video 220 years, 4 minutes. The change world, then click our A and B below. Click view the graph. Alright. So concerning the following statement, in 1810, all countries were considered sick and poor. The Industrial Revolution affected countries in Europe and America more than the countries elsewhere. The Spanish flu epidemic affected many countries less expected, but did not particularly affect their economies. By the late 20th century, all countries had moved to be healthier and richer than they had been in the early 19th century. Of these blanks observations can be made by watching the video. Okay. Just watch the video again, and it's like, wow. I mean, any one of those could be right, because in 1810, all countries were considered sick and poor. Industrial Revolution, countries affected Europe and the Americas. Well, Americas. Okay. That means North and South. And basically America and basically North America, United States and Canada specifically. So I guess we can move that one out. Spanish flu epidemic affected many countries in life expectancy, but did not particularly affect their economies. That also looked pretty true. Indeed, the late 20th century, all countries had moved to be healthier and richer than they had been in the early 19th century. That's also true. I'm just going to go with the starting point. I'm going to go with A. See what it says. Now my question is, wonder how C and D worked. Fortunately, I can't go back and redo it. Maybe I can. The graph shows how health and wealth of a certain nation evolved from 1810 to 2015. Okay. Concerning the following statement, the nation's health and wealth had both increased fairly consistently throughout time. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1920. The nation's population was fairly steady into the middle of the 19th century. Don't if I know. Conditions in the country improved fairly slowly during the 19th century. The 19th century is 1800s, which is here. And it kind of went up and down. 1800, 1820, it dropped. 1840 went up. 1860 went up. 1880 based flatlined. 1900. So I would say it's pretty much constant. The first 2 decades of the 20th century. First 2 decades of the 20th century. So a huge jump in the country's health, though its wealth did not change much. That's definitely. Overall, A is correct, but because it was doing some ups and downs. Here was a drop. Again, not much of a change. 20, 40, 60, stagnant. I'm gonna go with D. It's been the best answer. All right. Okay, I'm going to, oh good, it does get that option. Let's try it again. Okay, let's try, we did A last time. Let's see what C says. C was correct also. So, oh my goodness. So A, B, C, D. So A was correct and C was also considered correct. And I'm going to try A on this one also. Because the nation's health and wealth has both increased fairly consistently throughout the time period. Of course. Although, mind you, let's look at the table here. This is linear. 30 to 40 is 10, 40 to 50 is 10, 50 to 60 is 10. This is logarithmic. 1,000, 2,000, that distance is good for 1,000. About the same distance, that's doubling. And 1,000, that's times 10. Okay. Times 40. So this isn't consistent. So in reality, this guy actually looks probably more like that if you would plot it in a linear fashion. So no. In this case, really D is the only answer that would work. But let's prove the point. Let's try A. I think it's going to be wrong. Well, hit me with a wet noodle. And I see that one coming again. See that one coming. Let's try it again. I'm thinking C was correct also. Oh. Well, we said D last time. So A was correct, C was correct, and D was correct. Let's see, A and D. Conditions improved slowly during the 19th century. It did improve, but not by a whole lot in terms of health and stuff. So let's try C also. And that was correct. Try again. And last but not least, let's look at B. If any of those were wrong, it'd be this one because it says the Americas, which includes South America. And that one says that was also correct. And let's see that one coming. And the nation's population was fairly steady into the middle of the 20th century. Okay. Recall the bubble size relates to population to the middle of the 20th century. So middle of the 20th century would be, well, 1950 or so. And look at the bubble size. Yep, yeah, these are about the same size. 1940 shows it's starting to increase. So until about the middle. So B. Correct. We went through every single one, and they were all correct. So no excuse for getting this one wrong. Inquiring minds want to know. Next question, last question. Wait a minute. That's what we did. That's it. We're done. That was 5 questions. And we have completed lesson 16D, connecting the dots, preview questions. I know we spent a lot of time on question 5 because I know you were seeing those saying, hey, a lot of those are right, and they were right. There were lots of options available on that one. So sometimes that happens. So with that now, go back and redo the preview yourself and the questions to get the credit for it, and do play with these guys. Then go and work with Stephanie on the workbook. Make PDF or JPEG copies, upload them into my Dropbox. Work on a practice assignment, and we're done with lesson 16. We're not doing E and F. We're just going to D. So with that, I'll see you shortly. Looking at lesson 17.